are you guys doing today? Welcome back to Richoux on Demand. Today we're gonna do our weekly Sunday upload video with an advice or answering a question that you guys send us via Instagram or in our comment section here on YouTube. So let's get started. Quickly, right before we get started, I want you guys to know something really exciting is going on. I don't know if you guys noticed that I'm a little more put together than our normal videos, and that's because we're doing something super exciting today. So that's why we're filming this video in a hurry, because we have some other things to do pretty much the rest of the day. So we're excited for you guys to see it. Yep. And anyway, let's get into this question.
At what point in y'all's relationship did you know Keith was the one? I'm sure he was in love with you from the moment he met you, but at what point do you know he was genuine? Are there signs to look for in the beginning of an age gap relationship that lets you know the older person is genuine and not just looking for a fling? Love you guys.
Love you too. So Keith, were you in love with me from the time we met?
Maybe not right at the beginning, but close to it, yes.
Yeah. So as far as signs in a relationship, I think there are signs in a relationship that a guy's interested, but I get what you're saying about trying to make sure that older person wants a relationship with you and is not looking for arm candy or, you know, something to a fling, like you said, and make them feel, you know, young again. Yeah. With Keith in particular, I would say that pretty much by our second date, it was very evident that he was interested in our relationship with me. Well, sorry, let me backtrack. When I met Keith, I let it be known that I was not interested in anything casual. There would be no adult fun without some type of commitment on his part. That's just who I am as a person, and that's just something that I let be known from the beginning. So if that was something he was interested in, he knew that I wasn't the person for him. That being said, with Keith, I knew pretty much by the second date that he had decided that he wanted to pursue a relationship with me, because he was very good about allowing me to set the pace of things and about incorporating things that were important to me. What I mean by things that are important to me is my son. I know I talk about my son on this channel all the time, and I will continue to talk about my son on this channel all the time, because he's just that important to us now. He's always been that important to me, and if you have a problem with that, I'm so sorry. But I told Keith about my son pretty much on our first date, and you know, he wanted to meet Eric, and he wanted to meet Eric, but he wanted to meet Eric when I was ready for him to meet Eric, and he wanted to know a lot of things about how do I think Eric will feel about this? How do I think Eric will feel about that? He was very good about altering those things in his life that weren't conducive to a small child, because let's be clear, Keith's child is 38,
something like that. So
it had been a very, very long time since something like that. It had been very, very long time since Keith had to worry about a small child in the house, and so, or around him. And so there were things that he had become accustomed to doing as an adult, that we all become accustomed to doing when there are no children around, that he was very good about finding out what they were and changing them.
My child will be 40 this year.
Holy crap. How did you know that I was someone you wanted to pursue a relationship with rather than not? Or how would someone know that an older person wants to pursue a relationship with them rather than it being a fling?
Communication.
Yeah, but people can tell you anything.
That's true, but you know, yeah, I guess you're right. People can tell you anything.
Right. Like, are there any telltale signs, even maybe not even just from an older person, but maybe from a man's point of view, that a woman can see and say, okay, this guy's genuine. He really is interested in me for a genuine, wholesome purpose.
Reactions of the person and different comments that were made, or you know, different things that you talk about life and watch the person's reactions.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, talk about
your
plans.
Your plans, right? Children. Do you have children already? Relationship. How you want your relationship to go. Things like that, and judge their reaction.
Would you say it's a safe bet? Like if y'all are having a conversation, if they start incorporating themselves into your life, like if they start using pronouns like we, us.
Yeah. I mean, that's a telltale sign that they want to get serious.
But if they don't do that, should you just write them off, or should you be more cautious?
I wouldn't really write them off, but I would watch how the relationship's progressing.
Yeah.
And make a decision from that. I mean, you can't just blow somebody off just because they're not saying we or ours or something like that.
Right. They could just not be their personality. Right. They could not want to overstep their bounds. They could be nervous. Right. I mean, when you're talking about an age gap relationship, a lot of the time, the younger person is viewed as the prize or commodity. I mean, I'm not saying that's like a fact in y'all situation, but what I'm saying is, from the outward appearance in, that younger person is considered the prize or the commodity, and the older person is supposedly, the lucky person. And some older guys may be nervous to approach you because you're younger, or they may not know how to navigate that relationship because they're like, okay, well, maybe they haven't dated in a long time. Like maybe they haven't dated in a long time. They don't know what the right things to say are. They don't know what the right things to do are. They don't want to scare you off.
Plus, it's a generational gap.
Yeah.
Things are different now than what they were when I was in my dating younger age,
Right.
So, I mean, that's things that need to be worked out and learned by the older person, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Okay, so I think what me and Keith are both trying to convey to this individual person who asked this question or asked our advice in this area is you really just have to watch what people say. And when I say watch what people say, people can tell you anything. So it's more than just listening to the words that are coming out of their mouth. Make sure that the actions line up with the behaviors that you think someone who's interested in you would exhibit. You're not going to have to tell them more than once something that you like and they remember. You're not going to have to tell them more than once your birthday and they remember. You're not going to have to tell them more than once things that are important to you and they remember, because people make time for things that are important to them, but they also make space in their brain for things that are important to them. And they're going to do everything that they can in their power to convey to you that they're serious about a relationship with you. In my opinion, that's how I decided that Keith was genuine. That's how I came across the conclusions that I came across with our relationship, and that's probably why it has progressed as quickly as it has, because Keith has just done a very, very, very good job at conveying to me his intentions and incorporating things into his life that he probably normally would not if it were not for me being present.
So when's your birthday? What's your favorite flower?
Wow, really? He knows those answers, by the way.
Yeah, I do.
So, I hope
just a joke.
I hope this helps you. I hope this helps someone else. If you could think of any other things, if you're in an age gap relationship and there were things that were specific to your situation that let you know that your partner was serious about you, leave them in the comment section below so we can help this young lady out. This community is about advice and it's about being a good resource for someone who's going through something similar, and it's something that mainstream society has begun talking about, but it's still pretty taboo.
It's all about helping each other.
So thank you guys so much. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and if you haven't already, come over and find us on Instagram at Richoux_OD. We'd love to have you there.
Yep.
Until our next video.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.